If you're still wondering, though, about what your tax cuts and the Jobs Act is going to affect you in the coming year, what does this all mean for you? I've got some good news for you. The Tax Policy Center says it's going to benefit most American taxpayers at least until key provisions expire. So, according to the Tax Policy Center, only 8.5 million Americans will pay higher taxes compared to about 143 million who will pay lower taxes. Now, the same study also shows that millionaires will get an average of nearly $70,000 extra, which is 4.3%, while those in the $50,000 to $70,000 bracket are going to get about a 1.6% benefit. But what about the bigger picture effects of tax reform? Just ahead of the Tax Act passing, the National Association of Manufacturers CEO survey showed optimism was at a 20-year high on the prospect of the tax reform bill. So now that it's officially passed, what are they saying? Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive is Jay Timmons, the CEO of the National Association of Manufacturers. Jay, it's great to have you here.
Great to be here. Happy Boxing Day to you, Cheryl.
Yeah, right. Let's get those returns at the stores. No way.
That's right.
But look, let's talk about this because your members were so optimistic going into tax reform during the debate. What are they telling you now?
I think they're really bullish. You know, we did a survey of our members, which you referenced. 95%, just an outstanding, stellar number. 95% of manufacturers were optimistic about their company's future and about the future of the economy. That is, as you noted, a 20-year high. But here's some other numbers that are really important. 2/3 of manufacturers said that they will invest in more capital spending if tax reform passed, which of course it did. 3/5 said that they would hire new workers, and over half said that they would raise wages and benefits for their existing workforce. That is good news. And the goal for manufacturers is to lift everybody up and make sure that our economy is stronger than ever.
Is there any negatives that you've heard from members about tax reform?
So this bill is not perfect. Let's be realistic about that. There are going to be some tweaks needed in the future. And we also have to keep our eye on the ball. This took 31 years to get done since the last time we passed comprehensive tax reform. Our competitive stance in relation to competitors around the world was eroding. And that's why Congress really had to act, because it was hurting our ability to invest in the United States. It was hurting our ability to create new jobs and opportunities here in the United States. We can't wait 31 years. 2048 is a long way away. So that's why we've called for a study every 3 years.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but is there one specific concern that you've heard, a specific detail that you've heard that you could share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So with small manufacturers, many of whom are pass-through entities, meaning they pay the individual tax rate, it didn't treat them as well as we would have liked. We wanted to see them in just the same competitive stance as the C corporations. And there's a little bit of work, I think, that should be done over the course of the next few years to get that right. But overall, the bill, and I don't want to diminish from the massive impact that I think that this legislation will have on the economy in a very positive way. I think we're going to see some really good growth numbers here in the United States. We're going to see more jobs. We're going to see people being lifted up.
We hope so, and I think that's positive. I want to talk about infrastructure because we're looking at potentially here a $1 trillion infrastructure package when everybody comes back to Washington.
I hope so.
So I'm wondering what that means for you and your members, because part of the sticking point could be that the president seems to want to do a public-private partnership here, as well as get states on board and local municipalities to help with the funding of the $1 trillion package, so the federal government isn't stuck with the entire bill. But what do your manufacturing members say about that in particular? I know they're excited, but are there concerns as well?
Well, look, infrastructure has always been a shared responsibility of the federal government, the state government, and most of the time local governments as well. It just is a question of, what that mix is. We came out with our Building to Win proposal, I guess about 1.5 years ago now, and actually the Trump campaign highlighted that on their website, and they've referred to it since they've been in office. And we called for somewhere between $500 billion and $1 trillion investment over the course of about 10 years. So we're very excited that there seems to be focus on the fact that we have tremendous need in this country. We know that regardless of political party, Republican or Democrat, you hear members of Congress in the United States Senate talk about the need for infrastructure investment, improvement, and I think that we can get something done. The details, you're exactly right. We've got to work on those. The federal government needs to be heavily involved. There's no question about that.
I wish I had more time with you, but I believe you on this point that we've also got a massive labor shortage already in this country, in particular in the construction industry. So,
and manufacturing, I will say that.
Yeah, so where are those people going to come from? You need bodies to start building things. Jason Timmons.
Hey, it's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, it is. It certainly is. Pay them more. Jay, it was great to have you. Thank you for being on the show.